So not long ago, in one of the videos that we published, one of the tests that we did, we discussed the rate of fire, the speed in which the firearm shoots, a machine gun. And looking through some of the comments that we got, I thought maybe that's something that I should spend just a few minutes on today. This isn't going to be a really long, drawn-out video. It's not going to be too wordy, and there'll be some shooting in it, some fast shooting in it. But hopefully by the end of this video, we can all understand how we come to achieve those numbers that we do when we publish the rate of fire on a full auto. I always enjoy reading the comments that I get from the viewers because you help me understand, you help me look at things through your eyes, and that's important. I can't learn, I can't get better at what I do unless I surround myself with people that are better than me and are bringing new ideas to the table, and that's where the viewers come in, and I appreciate that. But one thing that we spoke about was rate of fire. I think it was an Uzi that we were shooting. And we had published that the rate of fire was, 620 rounds a minute. And looking at, that's a pretty, straightforward thing. It is what it is. But some of the comments that I got were funny at first, but then I realized that they could be a little bit confusing. Some of the comments stated, well, that's ridiculous because that's only a 25-round magazine or only a 30-round magazine. You'd have to fire it for a whole minute. That's a misleading number. It's not helpful at all. Actually, it is really helpful. Rate of fire is just a unit of measurement similar to the speed of a vehicle, miles per hour. It's a unit of measurement. You don't have to drive for an hour to calculate that. You just drive for a specific distance and you measure it, and you know how many miles per hour that you're running. And rate of fire, rounds per minute, are exactly the same type of calculation. Now, the tool that I've used, one thing that I found, the most popular and common and trustworthy industry-wide is the packed timer and chronograph. That measures all kinds of data for me, and it's invaluable, the amount of information that I can glean from this thing. The rate of fire setting is kind of unique. You set it, when you're ready, you start firing. It records and calculates the data that you're giving it through firing the gun, and it gives you that information back. It will tell you how many rounds you fired, how long it took you to fire in between those rounds, your split times, how long it took overall, how long of a session it was, and then finally what the rate of fire is, how many rounds per minute it shoots. So you don't have to worry about getting a skewed reading. You can actually load a magazine with a known number of rounds, and it will count the rounds for you, so you can be certain that you're getting good data. Now, because it's a measured sequence, it doesn't matter how many rounds you give it. The more rounds you can give it, the more apt it is to give you a good average. But you can fire 5 rounds, 10 rounds, 8 rounds, 30 rounds, and it can establish what the rate of fire is, how many rounds per minute. I'll fire an unknown number of rounds, and then we'll check to see what the rate of fire is. And we'll try a few other random bursts and see how close it is. And we're going to be using the POF USA P416. So we're going to start on string 30. I've got 29 others in the memory. They're not going to come into play in this calculation at all. It's only going to give us information on the continuous string that we're going to fire next. Let's shoot a random number and see what it comes up with. I actually hit the button twice, so it's going to be string 31. Sounded like 10 or so rounds to me. 11 rounds is the actual number. And the overall elapsed time was 8:47. So we've got 8 rounds in 0.847 of 1 second. That gives us 708 rounds per minute. All right, let's try another string. This will be string number 32. Again, sounded like 10-ish rounds to my ears, and it was indeed 10 rounds. In the elapsed time of .746. So that gives us a rate of fire 723 rounds per minute. Let's fire another magazine. Again, a random number, and let's see what it gives us for a reading. 15-ish or so. 13 rounds per minute. I'm sorry, 13 rounds fired in .918 was the elapsed time. So that gives us a rate of fire 784 rounds a minute. So as you can see, it's going to be very close. It's going to be very consistent. Things that can affect or alter that might be different types of ammunition in one magazine. You can hear the cyclic rate go up. You can hear the cyclic rate drop down. Different types of magazines could make a difference. If you have more friction with one magazine than another, the cyclic rate will go down. If it's pressing against the bolt carrier, if the string is stronger and is putting more force, it could slow things down. The obvious things, like a rate-reducing buffer system, is going to give you a slower rate of fire. So there are a whole lot of things that affect it. It's a good number to know when you're using a firearm. And the good old pack timer and chronograph, that's what we use as an instrument to gather these numbers. So no, we're not shooting for 1 minute straight, but yes, it is absolutely a valid number, and it's important to what we do to know what that number is. So I hope that you enjoyed this short trip. It's so nice to be back out at the range. Yesterday was open jacket type of weather. Today we're at sweatshirt weather. It's in the low 30s. The wind is very light. Couldn't be happier. We can get to the range. It's a good day. If you did enjoy this, please click like. Share us with your friends in your vast social media universe. Subscribe to the channel both on YouTube and on Full 30, and make sure you hit notify so you know when we do upload a new video. Visit us over on Patreon and on Facebook at facebook.com/guntestvids, where we have discussion going on almost every single day. And check out my book. If you enjoy these type of guns, you might like the book, The Evolution of the Black Rifle. Till next time, have fun and be safe.